Okay, I'm going to break this down as best as I possibly can, as best as I have wrapped my head around it. So, first, we need to understand what time is. Time is not a ticking clock and it's not linear. Time is the measure of change. How one thing affects another thing affects another thing. Okay. Now we need to understand that space is not just empty nothingness. Space is like a real structure that can bend and stretch, and massive objects like stars and planets actually curve space around it. And you can actually see that up here. Okay. And now we're going to move on to that space time actually form one single fabric. Not a literal fabric, but just to give you a visual. And that's why when a mass bends space, it actually bends time too. They're inseparable. And that's why clocks tick slower near massive things. And that's actually proven. They've measured how fast a clock will actually tick at different elevations. Okay. And then there's what is a black hole? That's when space and time have curved inward so extremely that it collapses. At the center, which is the singularity, the equations break and there is no next. Because remember, we talked about the fact that time is not a ticking clock. It's not linear. It's actually events that happen one thing after another. And you can actually see on this image behind me, like the mass of whatever object it is will depend on how strong the gravity is and then how slow time is. But on the black hole, it just absolutely collapses. Okay, this has gotten very long. I'm going to pause here and there will be a part 2 to actually get to the theory and how this all ties into it.